Okay, so hello, there might be some sounds in the background because there is some construction going on around me. But we're back with the second Amelia Bedelia. This one is called Unleashed. This is by Herman Parish. Pictures by Lynn and Arvil. And we're on chapter 1. There's so many pages. Okay. Chapter 1. The Big Question. It certainly seemed like it was going to be another normal evening at Amelia Bedelia's house. Amelia Bedelia's mother was whirling around the kitchen, stirring, boiling, steaming, broiling, and tasting. Supper was almost ready. Something, however, was amiss. For one thing, Amelia Bedelia's father was sound asleep in his favorite chair. He was usually a big help in the kitchen, but he had looked so tired after work that Amelia Bedelia's mother had suggested he take a little nap. For another thing, the dining table wasn't set. "Amelia Bedelia," said her mother, "have you set the table yet?" Amelia Bedelia glanced up from her homework with a look that said, "Whoops, I forgot." Then she jumped up to get the silverware. "Remember the napkins," her mother called. "I do," yelled Amelia Bedelia. "They're dark blue with little white flowers." "That's right," said her mother. "Please remember to put them out for us." "I'll do that now," said Amelia Bedelia. "Thanks, sweetie," said her mother. "Do we need glasses?" "Not yet," said Amelia Bedelia. "Only Dad wears them." "Right again," said her mother. "I'll get you some water glasses to put on the table." "Oh," said Amelia Bedelia, "I already got those glasses." "Did you fill them?" asked her mother. "I sure did," said Amelia Bedelia. Amelia Bedelia's mother peeked at the dining room table. Amelia Bedelia always did just what she was told to do, so every glass was filled right to the brim. Amelia Bedelia's mother smiled and shook her head. "Good job, sweetie," she said. "Now, please take out about a tablespoon of water out of each glass, otherwise we'll spill and make a mess." "Okay," said Amelia Bedelia. She spooned some water out of her parents' glasses, then she put her lips to the edge of her glass and... "What's that noise?" called Amelia Bedelia's mother. "That was me," said Amelia Bedelia. "Who do you think it was?" "I didn't know better," said her mother. "I could have sworn it was a dog drinking out of a bowl." "I'm glad you didn't swear," said Amelia Bedelia. "You always tell me not to swear, and I'm not a dog." "So I noticed," said Amelia Bedelia's mother, "but no lady sounds like that when she drinks water." "I'm not a lady either," said Amelia Bedelia. "I'm a little girl." "I noticed that too," said her mom, "but you can at least try to act like a lady, just for practice." "Why should I ever act like a lady," said Amelia Bedelia, "if I never planned to be a lady?" The news startled her mom so much that she dropped a pot. Clang! Amelia Bedelia's dad leapt out of his chair, right in the middle of a snore. "What was that?" he snorted. Then he ran into the kitchen. "That was me," said Amelia Bedelia's mother. "Did you enjoy your nap?" "You woke me up just in time for supper." She handed him the salad and a bowl of piping hot mashed potatoes to take into the dining room. He looked as though he was sleepwalking. Amelia Bedelia and her mother followed him slowly, carrying the rest of the plates. As usual, before Amelia Bedelia and her parents began to eat, they said grace. But then, as her parents lifted their full forks to their mouths, Amelia Bedelia asked, "When can we have a baby?" Chapter 2. Have you seen my baby? For a few seconds, Amelia Bedelia felt like she was a prisoner in the family photo that her parents enclosed with each Christmas card they sent. But now she was actually alive. While her mom and dad were frozen in time, their mouths were open, their forks were right in front of their open mouths, only their eyes moved. Darting back and forth, they looked at each other, they looked at Amelia Bedelia looked at her mom, and then her dad. Her parents looked back at her, and then at each other, then back at her again. Her parents may not have uttered a word, but their faces were talking at 90 miles per hour. Their eyes grew round, then narrowed, their mouths open, closed, then open again. Her parents reminded Amelia Bedelia of the fish that she'd seen on a class field trip to the aquarium. Finally, Amelia Bedelia could stand it no longer. "What's wrong?" she asked. "You guys look panicked. It's not like I asked you for something important, like a bigger allowance." Amelia Bedelia's mother closed her mouth and opened it again, and said, "A baby is much more important than money," "I was joking," said Amelia Bedelia. "I was wrong to ask about a baby." "No," said her mother, "not at all. We're just a little surprised," said her dad. Asking for a baby was a bolt out of the blue. Amelia Bedelia could ask him what nuts and bolts had to do with babies. Her mother said, "Is your class at school having lots of babies?" "Of course not," said Amelia Bedelia, "but mothers sure are. Last week, Angel became a big sister for the second time. Clay, Roger, and Chip became big brothers this year. Joy has an older brother, and now she's getting a little sister. Today my teacher told us that she's going to have a baby this summer." "How wonderful," said Amelia Bedelia's mother. "I'm so excited for Mrs. Finley." "Our whole class is," said Amelia Bedelia. "But I'd like to be excited for you. And I want people to be excited for me because I'm going to be a big sister." "Aha," said her father. "Now I know what started this talk about babies." Amelia Bedelia nodded. "I'd be fine with a boy or girl, a bolt out of the blue, or just out of the paint," she said. Just then Amelia Bedelia's eyes lit up. That's when her mother got really worried. Amelia Bedelia's mother knew that whenever Amelia Bedelia's eyes lit up, real trouble was ahead. As her mother braced herself for what was next, she took a big drink of water. "I've got it," said Amelia Bedelia. "You can have twins, a boy and a girl." Her mother sputtered, coughed, and sprayed water all over the plate and the table. "Gee, Mom," said Amelia Bedelia, "is that how a lady is supposed to drink water?" Amelia Bedelia's mother was coughing too much to reply, but she gave Amelia Bedelia a look that told her she was a tiny baby step away from being sent to her room. Amelia Bedelia's father jumped up and ran over to his wife, patting her on the back to help her breathe. Bing bong went the doorbell. "Who could that be?" wheezed Amelia Bedelia's mother. "It's dinner time." "Amelia Bedelia," said her dad, "would you answer the door?" "What was the question?" said Amelia Bedelia. Her dad shook his head. "The question is who is at the door. Just go to see who it is and tell them it's dinner time." "Okay," said Amelia Bedelia. Would you like me to invite whoever it is to supper?" "No," said her mom and dad together. Amelia Bedelia headed for the front door. On her way, she heard her father whisper, "Phew, saved by the bell." How could a bell save someone? Amelia Bedelia wondered. She glanced back at her parents. They were whispering, the way she did in class when she tried to pass urgent news to her friends before Mrs. Finley turned around and caught them talking. Now Amelia Bedelia knew how Mrs. Finley felt. She felt like a teacher catching a couple of whispers. Bing bong, bing bong bong. Amelia Bedelia's parents looked up and realized that she had been watching them. Amelia Bedelia pointed at them and said, "You've been saved twice." Then she continued on her way to the front door. When she got there and peeked to the window, Amelia Bedelia saw a woman pacing back and forth the front porch. Amelia Bedelia opened the front door. The woman peered at Amelia Bedelia through the screen door and urgently asked, "Have you seen my baby?" And that is the end of what I'll be reading. I know that's super short, but I have to go, and I feel like uploading this is better than nothing for today. Sorry, I've been really busy. I'm super excited for the things that are to come. And if you follow my other YouTube channel, which I have 2 others, but I'm going to combine those 2 others into one. So anyway, if you are on either of those, you'll see why I'm super excited today. And I'll link that YouTube channel down below. So thank you for listening to this, and I'll see you for the next chapter or story that I read. Have a wonderful day. Bye.